Hey, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Kelly, I'm so glad you're here.
I am so happy to be here. I look forward to our time so much.
So do I. So do I. So Kelly, we usually do every other day, but we kind of got off a little bit with you being in India, and I'm going to be out of town next weekend. So we were like, let's do it. Let's do it. Anyway, just wanted to say hi to everybody here coming in from both channels. We can stream again, and I love that. Teresa. I love me some Teresas. So that's my
Yes.
given name. Good morning. Jen, hello. Roots and Waves, Ange. I love that. That's beautiful. Ange or Ange? Probably Ange. Annie Bear, hello, beautiful. Terry and Callie are here. So, Sandra, I got your question, dear. Yeah, don't be depressed about it. Sandra, we'll talk about this because everybody's going through something right now, and I'm not saying that that makes anything that you're going through any less. It
Mhm.
doesn't by any means, but there's a lot of stuff coming to the surface. Let's go through that process when, like every once in a while, all the gunk from the bottom comes up to the top, and it's kind of what we're going through to be healthy. So, stuff coming up, man.
Yep,
Um,
that crud is coming up.
yep, it sure enough is. We got it going on. Shenanigans, how are you, darling? Judy, good to see you. Teresa Ford, another Teresa. There are 3 Teresas in.
Nice.
I know. I'm always so happy when we got the 3 Teresas in. So, yeah, it's fun to have that. Yeah, Richie was here this morning, Annie. I loved having him here. And you guys like that mandala? I Who doesn't love a mandala or a mantra, right? It just makes
Mhm.
you feel so happy. Fogo Pogo, hello. She's work lurking. Good to see you, beautiful. And Fogo Pogo, are you doing a deal tonight? I wanted to put that up there. I'm gonna do your first Reiki share tonight. So excited. Gonna be 10 Reiki practitioners all together. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Um, Kaylee, when are you doing that? Will you post it in here so everybody can know about it? And I definitely want to come by and see it. That's amazing. I'm so excited for you. Sandra, got your message. Hey, Jen. Thanks for saying that. Brenda, Imagine with Me, Shamanic Journeys. Hello. Hey, Mike. Happy Friday. Joyful Journey, Jessica Lynn. Hey, beautiful.
Oh
I
my
hope you're doing
gosh.
okay. Yeah. What? Get out of town. Chris Cassidy is making bread and pizza today.
I'll
Oh, honey, missing your
be
food.
right over.
Food. Yeah.
Two of
You
my
know,
favorite things, bread and pizza. Oh
yeah,
my
you
gosh.
had me at pizza, but bread, yeah. Um, yeah, and this time of year, I really get hungry for bread. It's still been hot here. I mean, the mornings are cool, but it's pretty hot in the afternoon. And we almost only buy our bread now from the bakeries. Like, we'll
Nice.
get good bread because, not that it's some of the bakeries have or the shops have decent bread, but God, that bakery bread is so different.
It's so good. It's
Yes.
it's so good. I
Yeah.
every once in a while, I mean, I don't make it by scratch, so, but I'll buy the frozen loaves and let them rise and make it,
Oh,
and even that, I mean, it's like you just devour it. It's
it's a treat.
I mean, there's no self-control
Yeah,
at all.
bread and butter. I mean, my mom was such a German. Bread and butter and cheese. Yeah, that's what I grew up with. Yeah, Kelly
Yes.
had an earthquake.
Yeah, it was yeah, it was like at 7:28 or 29, and I was sleeping, um, and it literally woke me up. It felt like somebody was trying to tip my bed,
Yeah,
over. I
even
mean, it was yeah, I have to say, I mean, it literally shook me. Literally shook it shook me. But we didn't have any damage and we were all fine. Um, I was worried about my son. He works in a warehouse, and they have, all the boxes and all
Oh,
the
yeah.
pallets. And so, I worry about that, all of a sudden the stuff coming down. But, everybody was fine. Um, like we were talking backstage, the fires, the earthquakes right now, I mean, it's just, we're having huge releases and cleanses. I mean, not only on ourselves, but on the planet too. And we're
Yeah.
seeing them here in California, boy. Holy smokes.
Yeah, you guys have gotten hit, and, Texas and the New Orleans area got really hammered
Yes.
with Francine
Yep. I've
coming
been sending
through.
them prayers too. Cause yeah. It's just the
Yeah,
weather conditions, it keeps coming up. It's just, the weather. We're finally having a little bit of a reprieve here on temperatures. It was so hot last week, and now we can have the doors and windows open, and we can shut the AC off finally, which is
nice,
nice.
nice. I can't imagine. Yeah, and I would imagine that that earthquake, um, kinda hammers your energy too, kinda like when you get when you're in a car accident or something, just the waves.
It does. It affects my equilibrium where it makes me feel a little bit off balance. I'm getting better from, the first earthquake that we went through. That took me almost like a week to recover and kind of get my equilibrium back. But what's funny, where the earthquake hit is almost the spot where Anna and Landon are getting married in Malibu. That's right in that kind of that location. That's where the earthquake was. Yeah. So I mean,
Shake it
it's
off.
not. Yep, they're clearing the energy for the wedding in a couple weeks. But yeah, so it
Wow.
wasn't it wasn't far from our house.
Yeah. Well, oh boy. So, Kelly Scarborough, the Mystic Next Door is here. Hello, beautiful. Marielle's Perfect Health. Hey, how are you? I love that name. Hi, Ness. How you doing? I got your photo. Okay, Kaylee. Yeah, completely exhausted lately, right? Yeah. Aren't they pretty orange roses?
I love them.
I went we went to the, we've been going on walks, and we've got a local park, it's called Loose Park, and it's, in the city, and it's so beautiful. They have a gorgeous rose garden, and we were there yesterday smelling all of them. They were just amazing.
And
Um,
that's amazing that you took the time to smell the roses, because that kind of keeps coming up for me. You got to take time to smell the roses because life can get so busy, so chaotic, and that just to take the time, and whether it's roses or a beautiful tree, or
yeah,
an animal out in nature, just stopping to take it all in and be present is so good for us.
it is really important, isn't it? So, hello, beautiful Rachel, Dolly, how are you? Good to see you. Um, Paul is having our friend Paul, who is living his best possible life. He saw
Yes.
Boy George this week. I'm so happy for him. And now he's throwing a birthday party for his nephew. And he's got
Nice.
all these little kids coming over,
Oh,
tomorrow.
for
So,
fun.
right? Talk about living the life.
Yeah, he's got
Um,
stuff going on. I mean, he's been busy.
yeah. Yeah, he has been busy. He's been doing it. So, Ness has an interview in 90 minutes. Send well wishes. You got it, girl. We
Yes.
got you. Most beneficial outcome to Miss Ness. Okay. I am starring everybody here for the questions, you guys. So if you've got a question, um, yeah. Oh, Ma Teresa is what your dad called you, Marielle. Oh, I love that. I love that name.
I do
Yeah. Um, yeah. Paul, shouldn't you be party prepping? Yeah.
too.
I I used to get so scared of having those
Right.
kids in the house. Yeah, party in the house, right? I did get scared about that. I would
Yep.
have 40 adults over, no problem, but having the kids over, I was like I just always wanted to make it really really perfect, and I wasn't sure if I'd be like the dorky mom, which who cares? I am the dorky mom, let's be honest here, and I like it.
Oh, I am
So
too, and I would love when the kids would have, like, parties and whatnot, and I would plan scavenger hunts for them and just do fun things to keep them busy and keep them entertained.
right, yeah, and oh, Dr. Gale's here, yay. Hi, Dr. Gale. Yeah, we are doing a show tomorrow too, so I'm excited about that. Sandra, your daughter, in law makes the best sourdough bread. I love sourdough. We
Me too.
always have sourdough. Occasionally, I'll throw in some other types of breads, but sourdough's our favorite.
I
Yeah.
love sourdough. I get the loaves from Aldi, those big and they're, like, big
Yes, they're
slices.
beautiful.
Yes, and you put a little bit of butter on them, and then there's that garlic, parsley salt that you get at Costco, and you sprinkle some of that on there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
That's
get it.
that's a lot of times my bedtime snack.
Uh, oh my gosh. Yeah, just crazy. Um, right? Hey, everybody. Hi, Linda. How are you
Let it
doing?
rain
Okay.
money, honey.
Right? Let it rain money. Um, I'm trying to get everybody on here. What does Kaylee say? My first earthquake was when I was 3, 1988 California earthquake that stopped the World Series and caused a highway to collapse. We lived in Sunnyvale at the time, just outside San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Do you have any recall of it, Kaylee? Because I remember that.
I do
I
too.
remember the lights went out, I think, at the stadium or something. And everybody was looking around like, what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah. Yeah, it really was. Holy schmoly, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Pogo
Yeah,
Pogo,
it's
are you
pretty
still in
crazy.
California?
What's that?
Is
Oh,
Fogo
oh, you're
Pogo
talking
is
to Pogo Pogo.
Fogo Pogo,
Um,
is she still in California?
um, I no, she's not. I know that. She's not. She's in the Midwest or Canada. I can't remember.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to
Nice.
think. Why does the Midwest always seem like Canada? I don't know.
Well, it really does. I
Yeah.
mean, and I would have people all the time asking me when I waitressed in my younger days, I'd go up to take their order and they'd say, "Are you from Canada?"
Yeah. Yeah, she's in Canada. That's right.
"Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Nice."
Yeah, Ontario. Yeah. I always get those 2 confused, the Midwest and Canada, and I live in the
Mhm.
Midwest, so it's crazy. Oh, you've seen a tornado and 2 earthquakes, Annie Bear. Wow.
That's a
Ooh.
lot. That's
Chris used to live in a building in San Francisco that collapsed in that earthquake.
Oh, jeepers,
Wow.
Chris.
That's scary stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I gotcha, Sonia. And then we probably can close those nests or any of you wonderful moderators that are here, because that close the questions at 12, and then we'll have lots of time for them. Um, Dolly says, "That's because us Midwesterners are neighbors with Canada, don't you know?"
Right? Yep, don't you know? Don't you know it?
Right? Yeah, I love that because easygoing, right? They always say
Mhm.
Canadians are the nicest. Which, by the way, I was watching something the other day on YouTube, and sometimes I'll do that if I take a nap. I'll just let something silly come on, and it was this wedding that Levi officiated, the gentleman that did Schitt's Creek,
Oh,
not the
yeah.
son, but the dad,
Yes.
and it
Yes.
was
I
so
love them.
cute. Yeah, and it was on a lake, and it was Martin Short's son getting married to a young lady. And it was just a lovely wedding, and it was real natural, and it's just beautiful. But He is so nice. I love him. I mean, I love everybody everywhere, obviously, but
He's a hoot. So it was for real. He
yeah.
officiated Martin Short's. Oh, I should probably watch so I can get some tips on how to
Yeah,
do
I
it.
hadn't thought about that. You're right, because it was really well done, and he was being really kind about it and matter of fact and making it kind of a conversation. I mean, it was a big wedding. I think there were like 3 or 400, maybe 300,
Oh wow.
but, yeah. Marielle says, "Been listening to light code and binaural beats on insight timers for these symptoms." Let's talk about that real quick because we were gonna do that about, ascension symptoms and, um, what's coming up?
We have the eclipse coming
The
up
eclipse,
on
yeah.
September 17th. So the energy that, a lot of, well, of course we have the ascension symptoms, but this eclipse is really bringing in a lot of energy that we could be feeling already. And we could feel it like through October 15th. And we're really being pushed to look at what needs to be changed in our lives and our personal lives, what needs to be changed, even like in our homes and in personal space, and what we need to be released. And so you could find like old emotions are going to be creeping up that you just kind of go, where did this come from? I thought I was over this, I thought I had healed this, and now it's creeping back up. And um and and you might even notice that you're being nudged to maybe possibly like reach out to people or a person or somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time. And it could work also where all of a sudden somebody reaches out to you that you haven't heard from in a long time. And I did this last week, and I have a cousin that I hadn't talked to in 4 years. And I had heard down kind of through the grapevine that there was, maybe some, going through some stuff. And I reached out to her and just told her, just said, "Hi, I'm thinking of you. I love you." And she was very grateful, very grateful. I had to put my ego aside to do it. And all the fears of, okay, what if she doesn't respond back, or all of that runs through our head when we're reaching out to somebody that we haven't spoken to in 4 years. And so it went well. But with this eclipse energy, we're going to be healing aspects of ourselves that have really been in need of healing. And our intuition is going to go through the roof. I mean, if you think, oh, I'm maybe a little bit intuitive, or I get messages, you're going to see it really, really amped up. And for the eclipse happens here in the Pacific at 5:40 on September 17th. And so like where Terry's at, it'll be at 7:40. And something that would be really good is to have a fire, if your surroundings and if it's safe, and just to be still, and you can release your crud that you need to release in the fire. That would be something good. But with the eclipse energy, just being still and having quiet time in this energy moving forward is going to be really good. And just again, self-care and really taking care of your immune system is, and we should always be doing it. But it's going to be just give your immune system a little extra care. And I was telling Terry that this portal of the eclipse that we're coming into, we may notice people exiting the planet at a little bit higher rate. But you also might be hearing of people all of a sudden going, "Oh, I'm pregnant too," which, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, isn't it? And there is a lot coming up. I know for me, and we were talking the other day, and we were both having an off day, and it was the day of the earthquake, and I had some stuff come up, and And it wasn't just bad stuff that came up, it was great stuff that came up too. It was odd. It was like alchemy kind of. I don't know why they're saying that, but alchemy. But it
Yeah.
was like the great stuff and the bad stuff and kind of balancing it and seeing where you're at and what are you gonna where are you gonna put your attention. But it is really important to look at those old things that kind of hold us back. And I have a tendency to judge myself. I think we all do, and that's the
Mhm.
worst judgment is self-judgment, isn't it?
It
Um,
is.
yeah, yeah,
It is. And so that, I mean, that would be something to release now with this eclipse energy coming up. That self-judgment would be really good. And I keep hearing guilt. I think a lot of us are holding on to extra guilt that we just need to let it go, that we just don't need to hold on to that guilt of I could have, should have, would have. We just need to let it go.
yeah, yeah. Hypnicity says, "I feel change is underway. My automatic writing has hinted that times might get hard. We need to support each other." I love that.
I love that too. And hypnicity, that is something too within, the day of the eclipse, or moving into it is, I actually have it written down, that automatic writing, journaling, during that eclipse energy, would be really good. And of course, always meditation, and Terry has the best meditations.
Oh, thanks. Well, meditation is such a personal thing, and I offer something, and it's a group meditation. It's a guided meditation, but a lot of people, it's painting or writing or healing others, or everybody has a different thing that works good for them. So,
Mhm.
um, it's huge. Yeah.
Cooking for
Um,
me is huge for me. I kind of go into just, yeah, it's almost kind of like a meditative state when I start cooking.
wow. I do love cooking every once in a while.
Yeah, every same. Not every day,
Yeah,
but
we both still have kids at home, adult kids, right?
yeah,
And that's okay. I love having them here, but
so
yeah,
grateful.
yeah, it was a hard balance for me to get into that there are days that are just, find it, you make it, you clean it, whatever. But yeah, cooking is creative, isn't it, Chris? It is such
Mhm.
a creative thing. I like the smell of it. I like chopping. I like mixing different things. Yeah, and sneaking extra healthy here. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, yes. I made
Yeah.
goulash last night, and it sounds just so, oh, it's goulash, but oh my, I just love goulash, and there's just something so comforting. I mean, I had seconds. It was just like I couldn't help myself. It's just, yeah. And probably because I haven't been cooking that much, and so it was like, oh, some home cooked food.
Oh, Shenanigans says, "I'm hoping once I do my soul retrieval with John Benny, I'll have a clearer understanding of what I'm doing here this time around." Whoops, I lost you. There we go. Um, yeah, it's hard to focus on the future when you feel like you're missing something.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that, Shenanigans. It is hard, isn't it? Yeah, and, John Benny's amazing.
Yes.
Hey, Carl, how are you? Nice to see you. Um, yeah, there's lots of different ways that we can do that. Um, but also just watching our energy and how we're doing it. The other thing that came to me this week, and you guys are probably all good at this, but I had really fell behind on that, is self-care. And they say if you want to be treated well by the universe, treat yourself well, right?
Right?
And a couple of, or last year I got really into doing my channel and readings and my website and stuff like that. And I quit going to yoga. I do some stretches at home, but that community space, and it was all online at that point. But, so I'm trying to get back into yoga, and I got a massage the other day from my daughter. Yes, and she's going to school for it, and it's like I'm trying to notice that self-care is so important, how we treat ourselves.
It it is. I told my family something that you said to me last week, debating about getting another light fixture. I've been wanting new light fixtures since we moved here 7 years ago, and just been putting it off and putting it off. And now with the wedding, oh, I've replaced two of them. And I told my family, I said, you know what Terry said said to me last week? And I said she made such a good point. She's like, Kelly, why do we wait for an occasion to replace these things? Why do we not do it for ourselves?
Yeah.
And that really hit home for me, because it's true. Why don't we do it for ourselves? Why do we wait to do it for an occasion? When I've been wanting it done for 7 years, and now, so yeah, thank you for that. And I
Well,
shared that with my family.
I love that you shared that with them because I always think about, you said, I think it was at the beginning of this year, going the year's energy, and Kelly said, invest in your home. Make sure everything is as you want it, and, make sure that you invest in, whatever it is, whether it's, the infrastructure of your home, like a roof or whatever. I put a new roof on. So I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." But, anyway, that made a lot of sense. Yeah, being at home, you were looking schleppy. I have been working on wearing my jewelry and dressing like I got somewhere to go. Puts a pep in my step. Right, Jen? It does, doesn't it? Waking up and put your well, if you want to put makeup on. If you don't worry about it. But, yeah, jewelry. Hello. And I'm not wearing my jewelry right now, but I've got this. I think I showed you guys this last week, but I got this, I'm the thrift store queen, but I got this big fetish necklace. Now, I
Oh,
don't know, Annie, do you think this is African or do you think it's indigenous for this country? But it's got, because it does have
it's
African,
beautiful.
yeah, it has camels and tigers and pigs and rhinoceros. I think it might be African, but
That's
it's
what
made,
I think it might be African too.
yeah.
However, it is so beautiful.
Thanks.
And the
I'm loving
beads,
it.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun. Anyway, so reward yourself. That's a really important thing that we don't always do is rewarding ourselves.
It really is. And if you drink coffee and you like cream in it, get that special cream. It's just do it for yourself.
Yeah, it actually opens if you reward yourself when you've done something, then it opens up a new neural pathway in your brain. And then your brain gets kind of hooked on that. Like it releases endorphins, and you're like, oh, if I do something good for myself, then I'm gonna get rewarded for that.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
It Anja or Anya, right? It was I walked in and they had just put it out.
It was meant to be. It was waiting literally for you, Terry.
Well, I don't know that it's gonna be for me forever, but right now I'm
Right
using
now
it
it
and I
is.
really love it. And um, it's real light. It's wood. It's hand painted, and they're just beautiful.
But
Anyway,
that's the
okay.
fun thing about getting those treasures is you can have them for a while, and then we share them with others, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Right? Okay, well, let's
I
get to these, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna quick ask, have you been noticing, because I've really noticed it like this week, that your crystals are really talking to you
Mhm,
more so?
mhm.
Like I had a crystal like I had totally forgotten about, and it's like I literally heard it say, "You need to come get me. You need to come get me," and and then days went by, and then last night I was downstairs in the buffet, and I have this huge Buddha sitting there, and I looked up, and it was this one, and it was sitting, kind of I had it propped in Buddha's between her hands. And
Oh,
so I've really been noticing that. And so I also, one other thing I just quickly wanted to share is I'm really getting that, and I don't know whoever needs to hear this, is that our crystals need to be either charged or cleansed, but this eclipse isn't the
right.
time to do it. And I also had they told me another way that we can charge our crystals is and so I did this to a few of mine, is put them in your singing bowl
Oh,
and hit it, and that will charge your crystal. So if all of a sudden you have a crystal that is like, I need some charging, and you don't have time to get it out in the sun, or like this eclipse, we don't want to charge them, that would be a way to charge them. But yeah,
wow.
my crystals are getting are getting chatty here.
Oh, oh, I love that. Hey, Beck. Hey, Nancy, Crohn's Intuition. How are you? Beautiful. Teresa Ford came in too. Um, and did some shenanigans saying she already did know to do that already. She's like, "How did I know that?" That's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, we are gonna go in and get some of these questions done.
Yeah.
Sandra, um, Sandra, let us know if you're here, and we'll get to this one. A couple I have known for years are splitting up. I wanted to stay friends with both. Lady got mad at me, won't let me in her health food store. What did I do wrong? Won't accept my apology. Prayed and loved on them. Wow.
First of all, Sandra, you didn't do anything wrong. It's not anything that you've done. It's a reflection of her, and that she's holding on to the animosity. And yeah, you didn't do anything. And that's something I've been seeing too, that I've had people reaching out to me that couples that they've known for years are all of a sudden now just kind of going their own ways. I don't know anybody personally, but I have friends that they're not, but people around them are. So I'm seeing this too is part of this
Mm,
energy we're in.
yeah, that's so sad. Um, yeah, that's a hard one, isn't it? I remember years and years ago, one of my best friends was separated, and I stayed friends with both of them. And she would get so mad at me. But we'd talk through it, and she'd get mad at everybody about everything. She was from a big Italian family, and they were always yelling, and then they were laughing and hugging and
And loving each other
loving
afterwards.
each other. Yeah, it was just like that. So that relationship was okay to go through that with. But they wound up getting back together, and she's like, "Thank you for keeping him you know,
Oh,
in the
isn't
ring of
that nice?
friendship." Yeah. Yeah, it really worked out well. Um, oh, Ness is asking, did someone do something wrong, Sandra, like an affair or a secret child? Or one put more effort into you and your friendship than the other? Yeah, I feel like that's interesting. I love that everybody here helps everybody. Yeah, what you did was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with you, Sandra.
No.
So there might be something underneath that, though, that she does feel like she's been wronged, and her feelings are really hurt. Um, yeah, she's feeling very victimized by it. He had the
Mhm.
affair. Oh, okay. He had the affair. That's it. Yeah. She's feeling very victimized by this. And
And
I
has
don't
anger.
yeah, it's anger. And she's a Cancer. Yeah, watch out. So she's definitely that's just the way that she's gonna feel. Give her time. Step back and give her time. But, um, yeah, Yeah. I you know, what he did was a huge betrayal to her, and she needs her friends around her, I understand that. You wanting to be a friend to both of them at the time, um, go ahead, and I'm gonna pull some cards on that.
I get Sandra kind of what Terry just said too is it's going to require some patience.
Yeah,
You're going to have extra patience with her because she is going. I mean, this is a traumatic event in her life, and so if you can just have patience and hold on to it. And I also got I pulled a card and I got light. And so if you can be the light around her and 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 shine that light on her, because right now everything seems really dark, the things that she has going on. And you can send her love, and you can plant those seeds of love that this is just a minor hiccup, and things are always going to get better. But when they're in the thick of it, it doesn't always seem like it. And the last card I picked was overcoming limitations. And so by by telling, not wanting you to be friends with him, she's putting that limitation on you. And that's going to be, you're going to have to decide in your heart of heart on how you want to handle that going forward. But she definitely needs she needs a friend, and she needs extra love. it's just it's just going to require patience, because obviously she's putting up boundaries and for you, and just keep sending her love.
yeah, yeah. Support during a male betrayal can be very healing for a betrayed woman, Ness says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you can, even though we know spiritually that we love everyone when we're going through something like that, it feels like there's a betrayal there that's bigger than just like maybe it was a friend or somebody that was quite young or somebody that worked for them. But it feels like there's something extra involved in there, Sandra. Um, um, she's praying about it. Eventually she'll have that balance. Yeah. All you want to do is put on my socks and cut my toenails. I love that.
Love it. I love
Sandra.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just wait till she's balanced about it. But I would not say that I would not tell her at this point that, even though you do want to love on both of them, that you want that.
Yeah.
Not that you don't want to be um, giving and honest and whatnot, but yeah, she's so vulnerable right now. She's going to go through a new beginning, and she'll come out of this okay. But
So,
she does need her friends around her. So yeah, yeah, it does take energy work. She could balance her part of the relationship with her friend. Could use a pendulum. That's great, Anya. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah, but it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some healing. It feels like there's something deeper than we see with
mhm.
it, something a little underhanded about it. So, yeah, when sent love, blue light. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Pink quartz would be really good for her right now if she's into crystals. That pink light too would be really good, and pink quartz would be really good for her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would I would definitely send her a lot of light and just see her as but I wouldn't mention anything about her husband that you wanna, um yeah.
It'll be
When that
triggering.
does when shit gets real, the people who show up for you can restore your faith in people after betrayal by somebody else.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot. Show her grace. I love that. And the pink quartz. Yeah, yeah. We say we wanna be friends with everybody, and we do, but if it's a betrayal, then we need to lift them up.
Mhm.
If that's what you want to do. Everybody has free choice. So,
Yes.
yeah, it feels like there's something more to this. Um, yeah. Okay.
Well,
Pogo,
and
pogo.
with the eclipse energy coming on this, I mean, and depending on how open she is to it, I mean, this would be a good time for her to release a lot of that anger that she's holding on to, and like the betrayal that she's feeling. It would be good to let that go, but the person's got to be in the right place, in the right state of mind, when you start telling people that, and so depending on where she's at, it, it may be the time, it may not.
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely wait a bit to say anything about that. I know. Okay. I'm just going to repeat this because it keeps popping in my brain, but
Yeah.
there was a situation, excuse me, with a group that I was with, and it's some pretty famous singers and musicians that are in the spiritual community. And they had somebody that worked for them, and that person was accused of being um, molesting this young woman, um, like maybe 6 years ago or something in India. And a lot of people got up in arms about it and said, you can't come to the sangha and say these things. And I jumped to her. This is completely different. I jumped to her thing and said, "Hey, this is exactly the place where we need to talk about this, because we need to bring it out in the open, because women are healing." And I think that's part of it right now, Sandra, is that women are healing and the
Mhm.
divine feminine is healing. Yeah, definitely respect her privacy. But so we're all very sensitive to this. And it's while this is coming up, just to listen openly, but not to say, and a lot, because a lot of people were coming in and saying, yes, but I love him too. And it was like, okay, but this is not the moment to say that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it did really hurt her to have that, but there were a great many, and it was good in the end because everybody listened, and the people that were running the sangha were like, they let that conversation happen.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was great because a lot of people came in and said, okay, well, I can see how you would feel that way, that betrayal.
Oh,
So
yeah. And
yeah,
and you were absolutely spot on that that was the exact place to talk about that.
yeah. Yeah, and she didn't wanna get into the conversation so much, she just wanted to tell her story. So, um, it was beautiful.
And you
Anyway,
made that happen, Terry. That's amazing.
well, it wasn't just me, but I was a little vocal, I wanna tell you. So,
And
um
that is so awesome.
no, thanks. Well, it's, been there, done that. Women are healing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a really sensitive time. Okay, Kaylee. Could I have an energy read? Been feeling really rough, completely exhausted. Hello. Me too. Hi, Sally. Yeah. Um, and it doesn't mean that we don't help the men too, because what I'm getting is we need the men to be strong and to hold space for us
Mhm.
and to be there. And we need their clarity. And I feel like it's going to be that balance coming up. So
I keep hearing balance too. Do you want me to go, or
yeah, you go ahead and go, honey.
Fogo Pogo? I don't know exactly what this means, but I don't know if you have something coming up or something in your radar that um and if not, it may be where you feel like um y- you feel obligated to do something, and your guides and your angels want you to know that it's okay to say no, um and to take care of yourself, because I'm getting right now that your nervous system just you just need to take extra care of your nervous system and really um, really try to refrain from situations that can be overstimulating, because overstimulation just does not does it brings up anxiety, and right now really like calm, practicing peace. And if it, even it might you might need to look at your boundaries to make sure that your boundaries still are in a place. Nature, I got nature, that nature would be really good. And I got there's a leadership activation going on, and it says it's time to evolve and trust your ability to guide others. And I find that really interesting because I think you said tonight you're having a group of people doing Reiki. And so, trust your ability to take charge and to do that. And I'm also, I got transformation. So you are going through some stuff right now, but just know that it's going to get better. And really taking care of yourself right now is really crucial. And there too, with the energy, and just to even if it's decluttering your space a little bit to clear out that energy, because sometimes that can even be like overstimulating when we have like a lot of stuff. Or how sometimes we pile the mail up or we pile the papers up, and clearing that out can help your energy too. And then mentally too, when we get so bogged down with thoughts of things that we have to do, and this and that, it would be good for you to make notes, and make lists, and that will help regulate you too.
That's beautiful. Um, yeah, so I get this is the time when you're going to be manifesting. So, but you're watching it happen. So that can be kind of exhausting while you're in the process, isn't it? It's like before things come in, you're getting ready for things and you're building that momentum and you're putting that energy into it. And and you get yourself really open and you reveal a lot of yourself. It's like there's a point when you're manifesting things where you're vulnerable, I feel like, which is very feminine attribute, Kali.
Mhm.
Um, which then you get, of course, the rose, which get more feminine than that already,
Right.
blossoming, yeah, as an empath to relate, to understand and console. So keeping your boundaries while you're doing that. But we get that you are creating something right now, and that can be quite exhausting when you're getting things done. So I love what Callie said about that. Vulnerability is super scary for you. It explains the nervous system thing too. It does, doesn't it? And I feel that too. That vulnerability right now.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm vulnerable to what I've done in the past, not just what I'm trying to create right now, which is the part that I'm really taking that sword of Michael and trying to cut every day. I'm like, cut, cut, cut,
Mhm.
cut, 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 but I don't always remember. But I love that you're studying and that you're doing this Reiki, because it's going to be amazing. Is that going to be in person or is that going to be online? I'm not sure if I ever saw if you said anything about it, but it looks like it's going to be.
And
Um,
being vulnerable, we some people think of it as a weakness, but it's actually a strength. I mean, putting ourselves in a vulnerable position really takes a lot of strength for
yeah,
us to do it. And it teaches others that it's okay to be vulnerable.
yeah. It's
Yes.
in person here in Ottawa. Yeah. Yeah, today is Friday the 13th, Chris. It's my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Connie, if you're seeing this. I still have to call her, but I've sent her a million emails.
Happy birthday, Connie.
Sandra's talking about psychedelics being so healing. Yeah. Yeah. And the light therapy, the psychedelic light therapy is incredible. I've done that a couple of times with your teacher and friends, etc. It's, when where one or more gather, I think that's the power of YouTube, because it is an energy field. and all of us coming together, one or more gathering. It's just been incredible.
It brings a community together, and when we come together as a community, whether it's here or tonight with your healing session, it's really what we all need right now. It's really beautiful.
Yeah. The beautiful Teresa. We got pretty vulnerable today in meditation. I know we weren't sent here only to lose ourselves when we reintegrate. What is the most important part of being our unique self is so that we can stay self actualized when we're all one again. Well, that's the yogi question, Teresa. that, that is such a yogi question. I love that. I know we weren't set here only to lose ourselves when we reintegrate. What is the most important part of being our unique self? Is it so that we can stay self actualized while we are all one again? I think about that all the time, that if we're going to be that individual light, that whatever our spiritual DNA is, and then when we're all together again, and then I think, and I've asked Deepak this before too, what's the point? you know?
Yep.
But it is interesting, and I do feel like, sometimes when you look at creator creating this light, this energy, and then all these fragments of them, of we are, that we're like, and then coming back together, it's like a symphony, isn't it? It's a beautiful, beautiful symphony. I don't know, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ness says both things are true. We are apart and together at the same time. I love that. Um, um, yes, better together in love. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Um, yeah, I feel like it's really, really interesting. And I don't think it's something that we can answer and except for in our
It's deep.
hearts.
It's deep. It really gets my wheels spinning. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I feel like when we're all together, it's the symphony and it's beautiful. But when we're in the fragments, we're still interconnected, but we shine like a diamond, shine bright like a diamond, right?
Yes. And the thing of it is when we're not together, it's all about perception too, as far as we can still make our days and our time here a symphony, you know. It but it's really, some days it's mind over matter, and some days we have no control. It
Yeah.
is what we're living. But the days that we do feel like we're more in control, I think, having those days alone, and really truly making them a symphony for ourselves is something special to do too. And then obviously when we're all together, I mean, that's that's huge.
Yeah. I wonder, I can't remember what Deepak said. I can't remember his answer. It was something really quantum and, I think I got that much of it. And the good thing about Deepak is he always says everything for the same thing for 20 years. And then finally it clicks in my head. But, so I'll probably hear it again. But I do feel like this is where we're headed, is that we already are creators,
Hmm.
and eventually we'll be on that level. And then it will be all of us dancing in that symphony, and creating
Hmm.
that symphony. So anyway, I don't know, but it's you guys. I think it's a beautiful question, Teresa. Thank
I
you.
love
That
it.
shows your
Yes,
beauty.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yep, it has my wheels spinning.
yeah. Ness. All right, everybody. Here it is. Ness has her thing coming up. Let's just surround her in a golden light. We're going to call in all our energy from our base chakra to our crown chakra. Gather that energy up straight up, and we're going to go straight up to the 14th chakra, a golden orb of love, of Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness. Um, and feel that just raining down on all of us. And that is that spiritual consciousness, that witnessing awareness, but also the place of infinite potential. So, for the good of all concerned, for the most beneficial outcome for Ness on this interview. And I'm seeing golden light going through the telephone lines, even though we don't have telephone lines anymore. And synchronicity in that you'll be in the flow. Also, I'm going to surround you with 33 trillion angels, Ness. So, and just know that when you're in that room, even though you're going to be in your own room, you have all those angels around you and your ancestors. Lots of ancestors in there today. All right. And so it is. All right.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Necessary. And folks, if you ever have anything, an interview or a surgery, ask the group. Right? Yeah. Yeah. KK's got something coming up, and we're going to be all around her.
Yes.
You're so welcome, honey.
Yes.
So welcome. And so it is, everybody's saying.
So it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in the group, man. That's
right. When we pool our energy together, I mean, it's really magical.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to invite everybody here into that group with that new energy, too, because we all touched on it. So, joyful journey, the new job, most beneficial outcome for you for that new job. You go ahead if you've got something, honey.
Okay. Joyful journey. First card I get is to ground yourself. So either you've been grounding yourself or you really it's really important to get grounded. So it balances your energy. So the energy that you're putting out to look for this new job comes into place. And when you do, I get harmony is going to surround you. And they said, expect miracles.
Ooh, I love that.
Expect miracles. And so, the last card I got was the star seed card. And they said, what lights you up? So, sometimes we get stuck in a rut and we're just kind of like, ugh. And so they want you to think about what excites you, what lights you up, what have you not done that you've always enjoyed doing, and to get that energy going again. So, ground yourself, make sure that you're grounded, and you can go outside. I'm getting, even if you have a tub, to take a Himalayan salt bath,
yes.
would be really good. If you don't have a bathtub, sprinkling pink Himalayan salt on your shower to really make sure that you're getting grounded. And then just to make, the card was harmony surrounds you, to make sure that everything is harmonious. And so practice peace, and then figure out what lights you up. And it could also mean that you could be thinking of a job that you were thinking that you wanted. When you start thinking about what lights you up, it might take you down a little different path of what maybe a job that you weren't actually thinking of.
Yeah. Everybody's saying walk that figure 8, like you said, too.
Yes, that is huge. Joyful journey. And that's putting 2 crystals down, and they can be big, small, just anything, and walking the 8, and then just telling the universe what you want. And I'm telling you, things happen really fast.
Yeah. Um, and I get that. I love what Kelly was saying about getting your energy together and what makes you happy, because this is all about being your sovereign self. Preserve, govern, remember, reclaim. So reclaiming your power. And she has a lion on one side of her and a peacock on the other. Peacock is all about abundance. So strength and abundance.
Mhm.
Um, um, be a mystic, get your crystals out and your figure eight. And then don't forget to sage. So look
Yes.
at, protect yourself, acquire, invest in yourself. What do you really want? Do you really want this job, or is it a different type of job? Um, so I don't know if I'm sure you've already made out a 10 most wanted list about everything about the job that you want, but it feels like you're going to be there. Ooh, rockstar worthy wings, right? Like rockstar parking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Mama like miracles.
Yes. Bring on the miracles.
Mama likey. I love that. Okay, Jessica Lynn. May I have an energy rating? Of course. Jessica Lynn. Oh, Joyful Journey. There's a necklace too. I forgot. They kept bringing in a necklace to show me that you need to wear. It's like somebody left it to you. It's pearls or beads or something, or you acquired it. Jessica Lynn, they're showing me a big breath of fresh air coming in for you. Like something's, I know that there's been a lot of stuff going on. Your perspective, your outlook on it is changing because of that. Um, oh, you're going to be able to manifest something new. Because of the way that you're looking at it, you're going to be able to see it and change it. And yeah, transmutation. So
Oh, that's
that's it
huge.
exactly. That's beautiful, Jessica Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jessica, I don't know if there's something coming up, but they're saying to make sure that that you're prepared. So I don't know if it's a gathering um, or if it's a conversation with somebody or whatnot, but they're just saying to be prepared. And there's I pulled a card and it's a green Terra healing light. So there's wellness unfolding. It says wellness unfolding and know that healing is a journey. And there's so many times where we want it right now, and so they're just saying to be patient. That it's everything's happening the way it's supposed to. That sometimes we want it now, and just to remember that life isn't a race, that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And then again, self-care. So whether tonight it's Friday night, pop some popcorn and have a movie night, or have a Netflix night or something. And lastly, and I'm sure you already do this, Jessica, but I'm hearing just to make sure that you're putting extra protection around you. And it could be with this energy that we're coming into with the eclipse, that it's really kind of chaotic, and because you're so sensitive. And so maybe it's just a reminder for you just to put extra protection around you. You know, sage, do what you have to. But yeah, all you have to do, just visualize yourself in a bubble, or surround yourself. But that's what I'm getting.
Wow. I love that. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I was checking my phone. I've got a lot of things in play over here. I wanted to make sure that everybody was safe. So my
Is
nephew,
everybody safe?
yeah, everybody is just great. Everybody's doing great. Yeah, thank you. Um, anyway, yeah, I've come to find out that I have to check my phone more often than I do. Oh, Sonia's saying like a magic carpet ride. Enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, waiting for the right answer is better than a wrong answer quickly. Saw that
Mhm.
on Downton Abbey.
I love Downton Abbey.
I do too, man. Right? Dolly, hello everyone. I would love an energy reading or guides, possibilities of a new job. Wow, so a lot of money energy coming in.
Uh-huh. And a
Um,
lot of changes.
yeah,
A lot of changes.
yeah, a lot of changes. Dolly, are you here, dear? I should have asked that first. Um, hmm. Here, there
She's
she
here.
is. Yay. What was it that Woody used to say in Toy Story? There's a new sheriff in town. It feels
I
like there's new energy coming in.
mhm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yep. Was it Woody that there's a new sheriff in town or God, we watched that movie so many times when the kids were
Oh my
little.
God. Right? Yeah. We had Buzz Lightyear and Woody dolls and
Oh yeah.
everybody else.
Yep. Us too.
Yeah, there's a new sheriff in town. So it feels like your heart, you've had to be really strong, Dolly. And that's a lot of us, right? That have gone through what we've been through in the past 10, 15 years, or 60 years. Who knows? So courage. And they're kind of your courage is like your armor. It's like your gift. It's like I know it doesn't always feel that way when you're going through the throes of it, but it feels like this has been like an initiation for you. Like you've
Mhm.
been through that path, you've gone through that portal, um, and that was like an offering. So now you come out and you're through the wonderland and into the wonderland. So it feels like whatever you've been going through, you're getting to the end of it. And it does feel like you've got something new coming in. That offering is like a new path. So you might be doing something different than you thought you'd do, but it looks like it's going to be really good. Yeah, they are gorgeous cards, aren't they?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I Dolly, I know it's a lot about the new job, but what I'm getting is it's similar to Terry's that there's been a lot going on with with you, and so I'm going to share with you what I got. Um, as far as taking care of yourself, the one card I got was forgiveness, and so if there's one gift that we can give ourselves is forgiveness.
Mhm.
Forgiving the person, not for them, but to give yourself a gift to let that go. And I get that you're a mother to so many, and that you forget to take care and mother yourself. And that was something we were kind of talking about earlier, is really taking care of yourself. um I'm also getting that I don't know if you've had your cords cut lately, but it would be good just to get rid of those extra cords and clear your energy. And you can do it yourself by just calling in Archangel Michael and with his sword and cutting your cords, and that's really going to clear your energy. And then just giving yourself grace, and choose compassion. Oh, I didn't even realize this said grace. It says choose compassion and move forward with grace. And so just really taking care of yourself, because you take care of your everybody else, and you take care of your family, and it's really important that you just love a little bit harder on Dolly.
Well, I'll take that whole reading. Hello. Because I have really changed my path. We all do every day, right? But
Mhm.
cutting old things, yeah. Love the positive readings. Thank you so much. So true, and it resonates. Beautifully said. Yeah, it was really beautiful, wasn't it? Yeah. And Dolly, I've been walking around with that sword. So let's
Yeah.
do one more. I'm sorry we didn't get to all of them, you guys, but we're already over time. It's 1:11. Um, and
11:11.
um, would you want to do a mediumship, or you want to stick with for energy?
Anything, anything that's calling out for you, I'm good. I'm good with
Okay.
whatever.
Okay. We'll go ahead and Chris is asking, can I get a message from my husband, Phil? Phil. I didn't say that very well. Did he leave a bunch of stuff that was undone or unsaid? Um, Chris, because he's showing me some boxes, you know. Um, oh, no, it's okay, Chris. We didn't say that we definitely were. I love doing mediumship anytime I can get to it.
Mhm.
Um, and it feels like he left some things undone. He's saying, "I'm sorry, so sorry." Kind of that song, everything. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like he left a lot of things open-ended, and he wants to commend you on what a great job you've done. Like, I don't know if that was part of your contract. He left a big mess. Yeah. I don't know if that was part of your contract in this lifetime, you know. Oh, it was a sudden stroke. Yeah. Yeah. And so he's saying how sorry he was about it, but he's saying that you stepped up, and it was like it was a moment of, not only was it a moment of growth for you, but it was a moment of he's so proud. Like, you shined. You had a chance to grow wings and just shine. You flew with it. Go ahead, and I'll pull a couple of cards for him too. Yeah, bless him. It's been
Chris,
so hard.
the first thing I heard is I don't know if you've been contemplating doing something or changing something, and yeah, so I don't know. I just got validation. So if you haven't, you maybe will be, but he's saying go for it. It's okay. Just do it. And I also heard him say, dance to the beat of your own drum. And so I don't know, I don't know how that resonates. But I know, just to be, being yourself. I know I have my drum right here, and it could, obviously, dance to the beat of your own drum, and be who you are. It could be almost that, to bring in some drumming. It might be a good release to let go of that hurt, because um he he sees you crying, and he wants you to let that go. He's your guide. Um he he when he passed, he had some stuff that he needed to go through, but he has taken it on now, and he said, I'm here helping you. And um and he does regret the time that has been lost, because of him leaving. But he wants you to know that he's around you, that he's guiding you, he's protecting you, and he is your guide. And to watch for signs, because he's wondering if you feel him around you. That's what I get.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, he is definitely one of your guides right now. He's watching over you. Also, when this shows up, when ancestors show up, be sure that you're asking whoever it's passed, one of your mom or your dad or your grandparents or whoever was good with money or cleaning or whatever that you have to do. Say, okay, you've got this job, you've got that job, and you've got this job. And he's like, just toss everything out. You don't have to go through it all. Um, so it was like a contract. I got the Akashic records, so
Mhm.
it was kind of a contract. But you have fulfilled your duties. You don't have to, you know, it's you've gone through it. So you can just get that big gust of wind, let it just blow out. So I want to say hi to beautiful Alice. Allie, Heart and Soul Connected. Hello, gorgeous. Good to see you. And I want to thank everybody for being here today, and especially our moderators. And there were a few that we didn't get to. We are very sorry. Um,
Thank you.
and oh, I'm good that helped. I'm so glad that helps, honey. So glad that helps. Yeah, yeah. And so wonderful to have Allie and Allie Ellis. So
Yes.
yeah, such a joy. Well, so what are you doing this weekend? Do you have something else you want to? Oh,
Well, I'm on
what
with
aren't you
Scott
doing?
tonight at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And yeah, and then the weekend we're smoking more pork for the wedding and prepping for the wedding, and I really have to hunker down, and because I'm officiating it, I need to write out the template and the format of of the wedding. And so I need to hustle my buns and start getting that done. But
Yeah.
yeah, tonight at 5 with Scott. What do you have going on? You have a concert?
Um, no, I don't this weekend. I'm going. I'll be on with Dr. Gail tomorrow,
Yes.
and that's about it. But I've got some stuff I'm doing here with my family. It's my son's birthday on Monday.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. And there's a place, a honky tonk place, a little bar, and they do True Grit Night, they call it, and it's Monday nights are like a jam, and it's bluegrass and country and
Oh,
poetry and stuff like
fun.
that. So we'll go down there and do that and get some like silly stuff to eat, like a meatloaf sandwich or something.
Oh, I love a meatloaf
Yeah, they
sandwich.
have vegetarian meatloaf too.
They
It's,
do.
yeah, yeah, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Anyway,
Oh, that'll
so
be
we'll be doing
fun.
that.
So
Yeah.
it's his birthday weekend kind of coming up.
It is his birthday weekend. Yeah, and somewhere in there we're gonna do a sushi dinner because sushi is his favorite,
Oh,
but they
that'll
don't
be
have good
fun.
sushi there. Yeah, right? Navy beans. Yeah, good junk food. Yeah. Yeah, congrats on the wedding. It's gonna be beautiful, and not only
Mhm.
is she having it her well, you're not having the ceremony's gonna be outside in Malibu, right?
Yep.
And then the wedding party is gonna be at your house,
Yeah.
and you're serving all the food, and she's officiating the wedding, so
Yeah.
and you'll do it with grace. It'll be a beautiful
Call me
day.
crazy. Yeah.
It's gonna
No,
be
it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fine.
yeah,
I got to get it. I have to figure out what I'm wearing yet too. I don't have that. So I'm going to need to get that done here pretty quick too, but it'll all come together
yeah,
as it should.
right? Yeah. Oh, Anya says the goulash talk at the beginning got your attention.
There is something about goulash that is so good. And I was telling Annie last night, you know what I put in my goulash for anybody out there now that wants to make goulash is now they've got goulash on their brain.
Yeah.
The base of it, I buy the really good tomatoes, the canned tomatoes, the whole ones,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
smush those up in there. But I use spicy V8 juice, and that's my
Oh.
base. And so it's really easy.
Oh, okay. We want a recipe sometime. Yeah. 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 All right.
Feel comfortable.
Okay, everybody. Well, have a beautiful day. We'll see y'all
Yes.
later.
Have a
Bye
beautiful
bye.